Welcome back everybody to the Cirque Show 24/7. This is season 2, episode 13 of Arrow, entitled Heir to the Demon. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, Heir to the Demon was episode I was super excited for because it introduced Katrina Law, who's from Spartacus alumni, and everybody knows how much I love Spartacus, and basically how much the people who write Arrow love Spartacus, because they have like 3 or 4 different characters on Arrow right now that have been on Spartacus. I think it's 3, but they have 3 characters that have been on Spartacus on the show, and they love Spartacus just as much as I do. So I was super excited when I heard Katrina Law was gonna play, Ra's al Ghul's daughter. At first, I thought it was gonna be Talia, but then we hear that she's going to be playing Nasa al Ghul, and I was super surprised, and I was super excited because they didn't go with just the obvious and go with Talia al Ghul. They went with the other sister, and that was really cool, and that was a bold move because no one really knows about her that much. She's fairly new to the DCU. I think she's only been in just a few major issues, so she's, like I said, she's fairly new. So I was just excited just to see her play like this brand new different character. And man, this episode was fantastic. This episode was really good. She for a villain and being introduced as the new villain, I think she had one of the strongest introductions for a villain on this show that I've seen in a long time. Her introduction in this this episode was just really strong, and you believed it, and it wasn't flat, and it meant something, and it was part of a bigger story. And yeah, I was just super excited for this episode, and I really enjoyed this thoroughly. Now, this episode really has to do with just like kind of the aftermath of, Sara, who is Black Canary, leaving the League of Assassins, and that really coming back to kind of bite her in the ass. Now, she's kind of been on the run ever since she found out who Oliver, or who the Arrow is, and now they know who each other is. She kind of, after she told her father that, I'm still alive, but you can't really tell anybody just for your sake and everybody else's sake because your lives are in danger. She kind of left for a little bit, and she's back because just this threat. We find out that Nessa was actually like her lover, and that was very interesting, and I was not mad at that part because yeah. But he just found out like they had this special relationship, and Nessa basically felt like they basically fallen in love with each other until Sara kind of went away because she didn't want to do the killing anymore, so she ran away from the League. And we all know about the League of Shadows, or the League of Assassins, whatever you want to call them. You don't just up and leave without, Ra's al Ghul's like permission, and he's only like released only just a handful of people, and Sara was not one of those. So Nessa comes back to kind of, just tell Sara like, yo, you need to come back. My dad's not happy. I'm upset. You broke my heart, so I want you to come back. And she ends up, Nessa ends up, taking her family and threatening her family just to get Sara back. And that was a very interesting plot in this story, in this episode, because it made it seem like their relationship was real, it was worth something, because even Sara said like, yes, she actually loved her, but she just couldn't take the killing, and Nessa just couldn't get over that hump. And I really enjoyed just their back and forth, and her trying to get Sara to come back with her, and Sara's like, no, I don't want to. And then you throw Oliver into the mix with that, and because he feels like every time he gets Sara back, he always loses her, so he's trying his hardest just to keep her here and just keep her safe and stuff. So that just made for a very interesting and intriguing story. So I really enjoyed that part. And we also have to deal with the fact that you're still going through the motions with Laurel and her situation. She's in the hospital because everybody thinks she overdosed on some pain pills and stuff like that. But we actually found out that she was actually poisoned, and she was poisoned by Nasa to bring Sara out of hiding and stuff like that. So I thought that was very cool and a great way to get Sara like out of hiding. And you know, Nasa, she's smart. She's like pushing buttons and stuff. So I really thought that was like just very cool just to see. Another thing with Laurel in this episode was she was actually pretty good. I actually did not get annoyed with her. I loved her story. It made sense. The acting was believable. So I love that about this, that they're kind of slowly finding something for her to do that actually makes sense and that's actually enjoyable to watch. Because, like I said, she was really good in this episode, and when she was mad, it actually made sense when she got emotional about the whole situation, when she actually finds out that her sister that she thought died like 6 years ago is actually still alive. And all this kind of transpired because of her and her decisions with Oliver and stuff like that, and how she kind of broke up the family. So that made sense, and I believed Laurel, and I was on her side because it made sense, and the acting was good. So, you know, kudos for the writers for, you know, kind of finding middle ground with Laurel and making her like very likable in this episode. Well, not even likable, just very you know, just very understanding in this episode. So I like that about this episode. The one thing I'm not liking is we're not getting nothing from Diggle. I mean, we got to get something from Diggle, man. These last like 6 episodes, he hasn't really been doing anything. Like, he's just on the side, and I don't like that. He's supposed to be a very important part of this this cast, and I don't want him to just get shunned away. So hopefully they kind of find a way to, you know, put him back into the mix, because I don't like when we don't get nothing to Diggle, because I like his character. I think he's really cool, and he plays very well with Oliver and Felicity. So just hopefully they get that ball back going, you know, because we like Diggle. So I love the little side story with Felicity and Myra Queen and how she knows about the whole Thea situation and her real dad. So that was cool. That kind of got intense for a little bit. And how when Felicity had to, you know, break that news to Oliver and how he took it, and how, you know, that kind of just turned his like world upside down, because he's been, you know, just for the longest time just been sticking up for his mother and stuff, and just these constant lies and all the stuff that she just keeps buried in like a closet is just now coming out, and it's like breaking his heart to where he doesn't want to be a part of her life anymore, only in the public eye, just to keep that persona. But when it's like a personal thing, he doesn't want nothing to do with her. So, you know, just everything about this episode really worked well. Katrina Law as Nessa Algu was fantastic. Great introduction to a villain. She kicked a lot of butt. Her fight scenes with Oliver, she's good with an arrow. Just everything about her character is very interesting, to where I hope we get to see a lot more of her. So I'm super excited just for her to be in the cast. We get a little bit of Slade, and it looks like he's going to be coming a lot more now, and he's going to start taking some of these things, some of these like situations that people he's just going to get it done. It just seems like, it's just a hard way to put it. It's like all these things that he's been telling people to do, like, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, they're not doing it right. So he's just going to take some of these matters into his own hand. And yeah, I'm super excited. I really enjoyed this episode. What did you guys think about this episode? So please like this video, comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought. And as always, this is The Search Show 24/7. Be easy.